Money will never make you truly happy. Here's why. If you are new to this channel, here on Practical Wisdom, we discuss a variety of topics. We talk about mindset, money, investments, your 9-to-5 job, business, and everything else. If I were to describe what we do in one word, I would definitely use the word value. Money is a very important topic. Without money, you wouldn't be able to operate and make significant progress, especially in today's society. Essentially, money is what fuels our economies and our lives. Everyone wants money, even if most people won't admit it. I'm quite sure that if someone offered you $100 right now, with absolutely no conditions, almost everyone would accept the money without hesitation. However, if you're the exception, comment below why you wouldn't accept the free money. Aside from the debate on free money, in today's episode, we'll talk about why getting that money might not make you as happy as you think. So, before we dive into the topic, as always, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. A study conducted in 2010 at Princeton University showed that there is actually a small correlation between money and happiness, but it's not what you might initially think. The study showed that people's happiness revolves around earning about $75,000 a year. So, people who earned $75,000 a year reported being happy and satisfied with where they are in life. However, earning more money did not report a higher degree of happiness. The study also showed that people who earned less than $75,000 a year were unhappier, and the less they earned, the unhappier they were. So, here's the question. Does money equal happiness? Well, according to this study, apparently yes. Now that we know money can actually make you happy, at least to a certain extent, does that mean we should all strive to earn $75,000 a year? And what about people who want to earn more? Well, let's look at this. Will you feel disappointed when you receive the money? There are countless stories of millionaires who worked their entire lives to get where they are now. You see them on TV, and you might even know some of these people. These are your successful CEOs, managers, celebrities, athletes, founders, and so on. Many of these people are extremely rich, and many of them live lives that the average person can only dream of living. But you will be surprised to discover that some of these people are not happy with their lives. In the end, achieving your goals, earning a lot of money, buying expensive luxuries, and having the means to vacation anywhere in the world you desire does not equate to happiness for them. In fact, some of them say they are extremely disappointed. The reason is rather simple. Having all that money is not what they thought it would be. They thought all their problems would be solved once they became millionaires and that they would live happily for the rest of their lives. But then they discovered that's not how life works. In fact, no matter how many goods you can have, you can own these things, it becomes very boring very quickly, and almost all rich people agree on this. Money doesn't make you happy. Most of us think money has this superpower and that it will immediately solve all our problems, but it doesn't. For example, you'll buy your first Lamborghini, you'll feel fantastic, you'll drive it everywhere and show it off, but do you really think that's it? Obviously not. You still have problems, and you still have responsibilities. That's how life is. Listen to me, I'm not here to tell you that money isn't necessary. In fact, I think we can all agree that being worth $1 million is much better than being worth $10,000. But that's not the point, and most people don't understand this. The overlooked factor is the purpose for which you want the money. Why do you want to be worth $1 million? As I told you, the purpose can't be that you just want the money. Money is actually nothing more than a pile of paper pieces or figures on a screen. If you don't do anything with it, it's worth nothing. It has no value. So, why do you want the money? If you answer this question correctly, you will completely eliminate the disappointment that seems imminent after earning the desired amount of money. Why? Well, To answer this question, we have to rely on philosophy and a topic that is not as concrete as most topics on this channel. The fact is that we humans are never content, and this is actually a good thing. When you look at your life, what is it? I mean, is it just about solving problems and wandering around to serve society? Or is it something more sentimental? If you ask me, there is no purpose in life unless you give it a purpose. For example, your purpose could be helping others, advancing technology, developing vaccines and curing diseases, or whatever you believe is important and fulfills you. The fact is that this is not a mission or a goal that you simply achieve because this never really ends as long as you are alive. You will chase something to have goals and everything else, but it's all related to your one big purpose, self-improvement. It doesn't end because it's what keeps us fulfilled and willing to get up in the morning. I mean, imagine having no goals, no purpose, no mission, no aspirations, nothing. How does life look now? It's just a depressing path towards an inevitable end. So, what does all this have to do with making money? Well, everything, simply. Many have the purpose in life of just making X dollars, which, as I told you, will ultimately be disappointing. But if you connect the goal of making money to a deeper purpose, you will never be disappointed by an end result simply because there isn't one. It makes sense. I'll explain this better with an example. This is Mark. Mark is an excellent student and a regular worker. He wakes up at the same time every morning, works for a monthly salary, and has a barbecue with his friends every Sunday. Nothing exciting. This is basically all there is to say about his life. Mark has always wanted to make money because he thinks a big number on his bank account can solve his problems and finally make him happy forever. Then there's John. Look at him with his tie and shirt and all. John has a life similar to Mark's. He works for a big company in a small office in a big, busy city. He wakes up at 8 every morning, gets his coffee, and then goes to work, just like Mark. John wants more money in his life. In fact, he has a very specific goal of earning $1 million with the project he is working on. He is trying to develop a company that sells healthy dog food because he really loves animals. The key difference between Mark and John is that Mark also has a purpose, a bigger and more meaningful reason for developing that company and making all that money. He wants to provide for his family and give them financial freedom and independence. He also wants to contribute to a charity that aims to reduce pollution and the extinction of rare animals because he really loves animals. So, who do you think will be the one deeply disappointed if they make an impressive amount of money? The correct answer is Mark. He will discover that money is not enough, as I explained before. The true importance of money might seem like I don't like money or have a negative association with it. In reality, there are two types of people when it comes to money and happiness. On one side, there are those who hate money. This type of behavior is the most unhealthy because they are so personally frustrated that they have negative associations with money, rich people, luxury items, and everything else. They hate this side, which represents the majority of society. And for many, the first step towards financial freedom is getting rid of this poor mentality. Having a negative association with money is unhealthy in many ways, and you don't want to fall into this category. On the other side, we have the money obsessed. These guys are so obsessed with money that their entire existence revolves around having money. They constantly flaunt their wealth, think that because they are rich, they somehow deserve special treatment, and think that once they achieve that big number, they will reach eternal happiness. Between these two sides, I can't relate to either. The best mindset, and one that only a small percentage can achieve, is to look at things realistically and objectively. Money is not something to be emotionally attached to, and it is nothing more than a tool. Money is not the root of all evil. In fact, it's a bit like a hammer. You can use the hammer to build a nice doghouse for your little golden retriever, or you can break your neighbor's windows with it. It depends 100% on you what you do with it. Furthermore, money doesn't really change people. It just amplifies their true personality. When you don't have to be nice to anyone, their personality, whether positive or negative, is amplified by having more options. But the fact is that money can really be used to do great things. First of all, without money, society as we know it would not exist. The desire to have a better life, which is achievable with more money, has served as fuel for many to start businesses, create jobs, and solve problems. Technology has made great progress thanks to money. It takes care of your family, gives you freedom, and options to do what you want when you want. So, money is really important. In fact, I believe that chasing it is perfectly fine. In fact, I believe more people should do it. It is, however, important not to get confused and start believing that money could potentially solve all your problems, which will not happen. So, the goal of this video is to give you a deeper perspective on why we chase money and why it is important. Although it is fundamental for a happy life, it is not the only essential ingredient. There is also purpose, missions, goals, and fundamentally having an interesting life going on. So, here's what I want you to do. If you haven't already, I want you to write in your journal or on a piece of paper the reason why you want the money. Make sure you don't forget it. I want you to clearly define your why and, once and for all, be 100% clear on what you are chasing and why you are doing it. We would like to know about your experience regarding the topic covered today. Share it with us in the comments, and, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. We will gladly respond. Your like would be a source of satisfaction for us, and of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming publications.